Hi, my name is Safia Colbert, and I am here to present my website portfolio as well as my website in general to help with analyzing how I am as an artist. And we're going to start with like a statement and a bio that I have. And um, as an artist, I was born and raised in Scottsdale, Arizona in 2000 to 2018. I graduated from Saguaro High School in the May of 2019, and I joined the ACE program while in high school to start with college classes. And since then, I have been working on my BF major and becoming an animation and storyboard artist. And my studies are in the mediums that are like digital, drawing, painting, and even 3D design and animation. I have gotten my fine arts about at the end of 2021, and currently I am enjoying doing photography and instrumental practices on the side like piano and violin. And I like to keep my key themes as an artist with my artwork as identity and inventiveness and progress. And in general, as a first generation college student entering in the field of the arts and animation, as an African American woman, I am proud to say that that this path I've chosen is ultimately the best plan for me to achieve my dream job in creating stories that help little Black girls and boys relate and are able to grow up with in their developing years. Um, Animation is like an ever-changing industry. So if you have ever noticed like the animation style you grew up with as a kid morphed to something entirely new when you grew up. So like for example, like you started watching like Little Einsteins, but then you turned into watching BoJack Horseman and like Arcane. It's an evolution of how I am as a character, how I grew into loving animation. And my inspiration comes from both my imagination and my everyday experience. And in animation as a medium in general, it helps us be able to tell stories and communicate emotions and ideas in unique, easy, and perceived ways for that we can understand. And that also goes as a part of my drawing and painting style as well. Mm. So I'll be showing you my website so that we can be able to dissect from when I started digital drawing and even when I have been progressing in my drawing and painting as well. So we will begin with my drawing and painting portfolio, painting in general, and we will scroll down back to here about 4 years ago when I was getting back into drawing, and you can see here how I have been using acrylics for most of my career as an artist, and how I have evolved into using color, and it's kind of like me going back to my roots, but you can see how off-putting it is and how the colors are kind of saturated, and it looks more like a kid's drawing than anything. But that was me trying to understand painting, and as I grew, I tried to understand perspective in painting as well, and using watercolor and acrylics at the same time. And there was a lot of um, object paintings as well that I did both in color and in black and white. And I learned to effectively use color as we go on. And this was just a practice of via Vincent van Gogh's painting. But as we go forward, I started moving on into doing oil paints, which was just my first in about 10 years of doing oil paints. And you can see the composition that I was trying to work with while also trying to idolize color and feeling as well. And it goes on just to do like, this is me as um, a caricature of myself, because as an animation student as well, I like to imagine myself as being another character entirely, and move on to doing like different mediums, a mixed medium. So this was a mix of acrylic, oil, and gold painting, and that was also a little bit of a challenge, but I really like to emphasize that like as I was painting in oil paints, I was growing and understanding composition and color and being able to actually evolve my ability to paint these pictures. And this was the most latest one of my background that I did. I wish I could zoom in on these, but these photos that I took are not really finalized. So, but for now, it is like the best I can do is show this. And honestly, it's like one of my best pieces I've had so far. Okay, and just for drawing, I was working on charcoal and pen drawings a lot of times. I was working on figure, so a lot of these are mostly just charcoal and pen. And my composition I was working on during COVID was being able to understand the form of the body and shading as well. And this goes for both human form and for the form of the cloth and hair as well. And mostly in general, I was working on my ability to understand anatomy and how important it was to the structure of the human body and how it was portrayed. And I really enjoyed this class and how I was able to use line weight and composition and some color to be able to take out to make these pieces as elaborate as possible. And then these are a little bit of my line practices here, and then there's a little bit of painting here. I don't know why, but pattern and lots of cross hatching and like lots of practices with objects, more humans, and then more figure drawings, cloth drawings, understanding cloth. So this was one of my studies of how I could be able to emphasize the bends in the cloth, and some more object paint drawings, more cloth drawings, and some shadow drawings as well, animal and cross hatching. So in general, me doing this was helping me be able to understand form a lot better, both in the negative space and in the positive space. In conclusion, as an artist, I am happy to say that I am growing and understanding the importance of presentation and being able to put yourself into your artwork and art pieces. And in general, I really do appreciate the experience that I've learned at ASU and understanding how to make good artworks, even without having to, even with experiencing burnout. And thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you guys in the next presentation.